Hello my lovelies and welcome back to my channel. For those sneaking back over, thank you so much for your continued support. It really is a blessing having you here. For those new lovelies, I am Sam and I am here to bring love, laughter and all things related to money matters. So today I wanted to do something a little different than what you've seen here before. So I wanted to do a monthly closeout. Now this is actually a newer addition to my budget system, so this could be a very interesting adventure. But I wanted to do this because I've never really had an overview, like a monthly overview as to what I spend. I keep track of all of my expenses, but I've never actually sat down and done it per month. This is how much I've brought in, this is how much has gone out. So I thought it'd be an interesting little thing just to see how I'm tracking. Anyway, let's get into it, shall we? Okay, so first of all, I'm going to, now I've actually got spots for my opening balance and my closing balance, my balance available, but I'm not going to film on camera purely because not quite comfortable sharing just how much money I have stuffed away for the rainy days. So we're going to start with my income. So on the 5th of July, I'm going to lump, I got a couple of little ones all together just from various things. So I'm going to lump them all together and put them under other. So I got $123.32 from that portion. On the 12th, I received a rebate of $182.30. Next was my standard fortnightly income, which I received on the 13th for my usual amount of $713.47. I then got another rebate. See, this is what happens when you always go to places for appointments. You end up with lots of rebates, thankfully, which have quite literally saved my bacon on more than one occasion. So this one I got on the 22nd and it was $215.40. I then got, I got my tax return. Now you probably noticed that I actually haven't sat down to budget my tax return with you guys. That is purely because I've decided that this year I'm going to leave the entire amount I got, so $415.17, in my bank account, and I'm not going to budget for it, and I'm just going to spend it on whatever I want. So I actually want to get a new table and some other stuff, so I'm actually going to spend it on myself and buy what I want and not factor it into any of my bills or my food or anything like that. Because every year I usually do. So wanted to spoil myself a little bit this year. And then, because I went off track, I got a rebate on the 26th of $193.35, and my final pay for this month came in on the 27th, which was my usual $713.47. So usually I only get paid my 2 standard fortnightly pays, and then maybe 1 or 2 rebates depending on how many appointments I've been to this month. So this month was actually rather good. So, but we're going to tally that up, and we're going to see how much I brought in this month. So we got 123.32, 182.30, 713.47, 215.40, 415.17, 193.35, and 715.47 to give us a grand total of, and I can write it down, total income $2,556.48. Not bad. Alrighty, get these out of the way. I'll move this one over here because I do keep track, like I said, keep track of all my expenses. And this is actually on an Excel worksheet. So I've got it auto tallies everything for me. So I've got a page of notes stashed over there. So this is how much I should end up with once my calculations are done correctly. So we are going to, now not all of this will get highlighted purely because some of it doesn't need to be. So we'll start, how am I going to do this actually? See, I'm trying to organize 50 things and it just doesn't work out. So let's rearrange, shall we? Move these over here and that over there and these over here and this here. There we go. All right, so let's start at the top and we'll start with rent. And rent doesn't actually have a highlighter color purely because it's only going to be for some things. So $3.75 for rent. And there should be, I think I only paid, yeah, see, rent there. And please excuse my fingernails. I need to go get them done again. So, and then I paid rent one last time. So rent totaled $1,125 this month because I actually paid 3 times. So that's actually not so bad. All right, next is health. And health I'll do an orange, I think. So health. Yes, health. Food, do. Actually, I might go through and use my black pen. And I'll tick off the ones that I have counted. Otherwise, I'll end up counting them again. Now, I swear there it is. Rent there. And there was one more rent down there. Okay. Oh, let me put the pen over here. See, I'm so disorganized. And check this out. All right, one more done. I was doing health, that's right. Health. What do I have? Okay, see. Health. Here. There. There. And nope, that's health insurance. Health. So health basically covers all my appointments and medications that I might need. So as you can see, I actually had quite a few appointments and medication this month, unfortunately, but that's okay. And I've got a couple of things in here that aren't usual, like I wouldn't usually spend in my health budget because I've had a couple of specialist appointments. So those were fun. Sit here. 772 and 210. So we have 74765. Now my phone expenses aren't going to get a highlighter, but I have, because I only have a couple, I should only have my actual credit, and then I should also have somewhere in here, there it is, my Spotify. Go. And my health insurance would come out, see there. That won't get a colour either, purely because it is a one-off monthly payment. That, yeah, only goes the once. Okie dokie. Bills. Oh no, car insurance. I didn't pay anything in car insurance. And I didn't pay anything for my licensing. Because they come out later. They're like a once a year thing anyway, so. And then they'll turn up and then my monthly expenditure will be colossal. But that's okay because I've budgeted for it and I've got money put aside for it. Okay, anyway. Bills. Let's do bills in blue. I like blue. Bills. Okay, so. There. I think anything else in bills? I can't remember what I've paid for this month. Bills. Ha, that's right. We had our water bill come through. There we go. Okay. Actually, I'll just do a quick double check because I don't think I paid for anything else. But I was wrong because see there, I was wrong there. No. Okay, so bills I paid $191.35, and that's a little bit higher than usual because bills is usually quite small on a monthly basis, but I had water bill and electricity bill come through. Okay, food we're doing in green because I always associate green with food, so this one's gonna be fun. I always said I was going to spend less on food, and I never do because see, look at that. 8 days in, I've already spent lots on food. Food, gifts, more food. Oh, more food. See, I just don't have self-control. I really don't. So I think this month is mainly going to be just green. Oh, see, look at that. Went out twice in one day. We're gonna have to start that again. I think I stepped that up. That's okay. I will highlight first and then add. So look how many, like most of that's green. More, see, more food. And more food. And more food. That's right, that's what I did. Okay, I think that was everything, but we'll have a look. Okay, so 80, 80, 28, 40. Oh my goodness. Okay, so food this month, 669.85. Alright, I think that's going to be my goal for next month, is cut back my food. Because that is like almost a whole paycheck, and that freaks me out. Okay, fuel, I only filled up once. But I did also use my fuel budget because I started catching the train in, so I needed to top that up. So that came out of my fuel budget because it's not technically fuel, it's transportation. I thought that was close enough. Alright, what's next? Self-care. Self-care is definitely in purple because purple is my favourite colour. Okay, self-care. Self-care. I don't think there's actually that many for self-care. Yeah. Oh, there's a little bit. So the self-care is sort of a mix between like me actually dedicating money to do stuff that is just for me, and also sometimes that's not right. That can't be right. Sometimes I also use this for stuff that is like, I'll go out and I will go and I'll buy a new journal because I'm a planner to the nth degree, and I will take that out of my me fund because it doesn't really contribute to the house or anything like that, so that comes out of my me fund. So it's sort of a mix in between the two. Okay, what is next? Miscellaneous. I haven't used. What colour haven't I used? Right, so I've used those three, and I've used that one. So yeah, like miscellaneous yellow. Because I think I've got a lot of miscellaneous. I do. Miscellaneous just turned up everywhere. And that is a lot brighter than I was expecting. That's okay. I had some more. Oh yeah, see this CPP? This is parking. That's how much I was paying for parking per day. I was like, oh my goodness, I can't do $16 of parking. So now I have to figure out a different way to get into the city because parking ridiculous. $16 a day. Oi. Oh, that's okay. We make do, don't we? Alright, miscellaneous. One, two, and because TAFE at the moment is running, well no, TAFE is running 4 days a week. That's 4 days a week that I have to pay $16 a day for, and it's just not one of those feasible amounts. So now I have to look for an alternate method to get into the city, and I'm trialing the train, which isn't bad. I don't know, I'm not one of those people that likes to sit on the train. I would much rather drive my car in and then do my own thing and then not have to worry. But oh well, we might do. Alright, so home and pets is next. Yes, home and pets, 55. Don't think I actually spent anything else. I think it was just the 55 there. Because I think that was last month's goal for myself, to spend less on this one. Although this does cover all of this stuff that I need for my fishies, so sometimes I can't necessarily not spend a lot. but I didn't spend anything here. And I didn't spend anything on my home deposit, and I didn't spend anything here. So the last two ones we have gifts, which I think was only a little bit, so I could probably tally that up without having highlighters. Is everything only 15? Or did I miss some? Because I swear I spent more. No? Oh, see, I missed the first one. Oh my goodness. That one. That one. See, I did it again. I missed the first one. Oh well. Alright, and the last one is my emergency savings. Now, it's labelled emergency savings, but it's not necessarily just emergency savings. It's more of the bank buffer. So, like here. So, I would have spent $30.99 online for delivery. But, so $30 would have come out of my food, and then that 99 cents comes out of this. Otherwise, I've got to try and do 99 cents into the bank, and I can't do that because we don't have 1 cent coins. Our smallest is a 5. So it covers those really random things like this. Usually it covers eating out. Yes, a lot of it is eating out. Just because sometimes it's easier to do it that way. And other times it's not. So I think that's all I have there. And like this one up here from Big W, that actually was a one-off purchase that wasn't associated with anything else. It was something I'd been saving up for, and I'd just been putting a little bit of money aside every now and again for. So it didn't really go into anything out here. And because I needed to buy it online, I left it in the bank. Alrighty. 2, 2, 1, 6, 5. So let's now, we're going to move those out of the way, and we're going to move that out of the way as well. And we're going to bring this back here. So let's add all of my monthly expenditures up. And I think, I have a funny feeling that this is going to be more than I brought in, but that's okay. And I'll explain why. 626. $3,000. Here we go. $3,528.96. There we go. So there we go. That is my monthly closeout. So what I'll do after I finish filming is I'll go and I'll add in my opening balance and then figure out my balance available, which will be this plus this one, and then take away all of my expenditures, and this is what I will start August with. So it is already August because I had to wait until I'd done all of this and I actually had all of my expenditures listed. So it is now August, but this will be how much I start August with. So there it is. Now, I did say I was going to explain that even though my expenditures are more than my total income, why that's okay. Because when I sat down and I created my budget, I've actually been doing it for a long time, but I sat down and I figured out this is how much money I have to put aside each week to cover all of my bills and have money for food and my car and my licensing to ensure that I can pay them when they turn up and I don't have to scramble. So I've been putting that money aside, and I've built up buffers in envelopes. So say I put aside, you usually see me put aside that $380 or $400 per fortnight for my rent. My rent is only $375, so that little bit extra that I've been putting into the envelope adds up, which means that I am now in front. So if something should happen and I don't get as much income as I was hoping, or as was the case in April, I had some issues with my job, and I'm now not working, it allows me to still be able to budget and still be able to pay all my bills even though my income is lower. It just means that I have to be a little bit more frugal than I'm used to, which, as you can see, my food, I'm looking at you, food, and my miscellaneous, I need to get back under control. But it means that I've got that freedom to be able to sit here and go, I'm not earning as much as I'm used to, but that's okay, because I still have money put aside to cover 2 weeks of rent or 3 weeks of rent or however many weeks I've saved up. Same for my health insurance and my phone expenses. I put a little bit more, I've been putting a little bit aside each paycheck to ensure that I can account for it, and then when it comes out, I don't have to worry about it. It's why these ones here, and these ones here are yearly, even though I could pay them 3 monthly. I've put enough money aside to pay for them yearly, which means I actually save a little bit of money, which is, as we all know, why we budget, so we can save money. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me on this adventure. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up so I know to keep making them. I will see you guys on the next one. Bye!